In Charlotte, lake life is a way of life. Many residents love escaping the hustle and bustle of city life and going to one of Charlotte's most beautiful lakes. Many residents love owning their own slice of paradise on the water so they can enjoy all lake life has to offer. And you know, one of those lakes is Lake Wylie. So today we're jumping on the boat with my father, Robert Finigan, and he's going to show us around Lake Wylie, explain a little bit about lake life, a little about the history of Lake Wylie, all the fantastic things to do, and a little bit what you can expect when you call Lake Wylie your home. So Pop, this evening you're going to be our captain of the day, our chauffeur, so I really appreciate you, and here's your official captain's hat while you show us around and tell us why Lake Wylie is so fantastic to live in.
Amazing, let's go.
So excited, folks. Isn't it crazy to think that all this once was just a Catawba River, and now Lake Wylie is over 13,000 acres of water and 325 miles of shoreline. And fun fact, it's also the oldest of the 7 man-made lakes that find themselves along the Catawba River. So Lake Wylie actually hugs the North and South Carolina border. Half of it's in North Carolina, half of it's in South Carolina. So it gives you all access to what Charlotte has to offer. You're 30 to 45 minutes from Charlotte City Center. You have great access to the Charlotte Airport, and the lake itself actually finds itself on 5 different cities. You have Charlotte, Rock Hill, Tega Cay, Belmont,
And Lake Wylie.
and Lake Wylie. So Pop, how long have we known each other for now?
Pretty much since you were born.
Yeah, I know, it's been a long time,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah.
And you've been on the lake for how long now?
8 years, 9 years ish. Yeah.
So what do you love most about lake life?
Just being able to walk down your backyard, get on your boat, and take a ride.
Cool. What do you enjoy doing?
It could be as simple as just taking a ride on a boat. You know, sitting at a sandbar, going, floating, hanging out with friends. There's just no end.
So right now we're actually at one of the 2 sandbars here on Lake Wylie. You have one in South Carolina over here in the Cove, and then you have one over on the North Carolina side of the lake. It's a little bit more busy. This is gonna be a little bit more of a private sandbar. So Pop, tell us a little bit about how it is out here on the weekends.
Middle of summer, there'll be, there could be a couple hundred boats, so big tie-ups. There'll be as many as 20, 30 boats tied together, just people hanging out, having a good time.
So Pop, how about that volleyball court? Do you ever get out there with your friends and play volleyball?
I do not. If you can see it, it's been a little abused here and there. Yeah. I'm a little old to be trying to play volleyball, but there is a lot of people that still get out there and go at it.
Yes. Getting out in the water is number one about relaxing, but there's still a lot of fun things you can do. So you have the sandbars, but you also have a ton of different cool little coves. Some are great for actually just dropping your anchor in the water and relaxing with some friends, jumping in the water and hanging out in your nice little floaties. You can also have some other coves. You can go wakeboarding, kneeboarding. My dad's a world-class kneeboarder.
Not really world-class,
so you can,
but you know.
World-class.
Yeah.
So you can really enjoy water sports and do a lot of things for the little kids, you and your friends, whatever you really want to do.
Oh, and don't forget about the 2 public swimming areas, Ebenezer Park and what's the one in Tega Cay?
Windjammer Park as well.
Windjammer Park,
Yeah.
that's it.
So there's one over in Rock Hill, and there's also one over in Tega Cay as well.
Yep. And actually, the one in Tega Cay, I think, has a ski club.
They do.
Yeah, they do some events every
Some
now and
really
again.
cool stuff. They actually
Yeah.
stack a bunch of people on top of people and make giant pyramids. It's
And
pretty
they
fun
have
to watch. And for those who don't live on the lake, you still have a ton of public access spots that you can actually drop your boat into. You have Buster Boyd public access spot, and you also have another one over on Allison Creek access spot, and there's a ton more all over the lake. Probably one right convenient towards where you live.
There's also a number of marinas that they can put a boat at that they own and live off the lake.
There is, yeah. There's one over in Tega Cay. You have Lake Wylie Marina, and you also have Harbortown Marina as well.
They're all over. There's probably 7, 8.
7, 8?
Yeah.
So you can always find a place to store your boat. And one super cool spot you gotta check out is Goat Island. So let's go ahead and see Goat Island.
Awesome, on our way.
Woo! Thanks, Captain. So one thing I love most about being on Lake Wylie is the spectacular homes you see across the water. And one right behind us is actually one of my personal favorite homes in all of Lake Wylie. And a place you have to check out when you're on Lake Wylie is Goat Island. A lot of people actually dock their boats there and get off, let the pups run around, let the kids run around and have a great time.
Big family day.
Yeah. So Pup, it's gotta be pretty cool. Like I have to come drive down to get my boat, drop my boat in the water to enjoy the lake. I mean, how cool is it to be able to just walk out your backyard, get on your boat, and enjoy the lake on a nice evening like this?
It's just nice to get out of Charlotte, missing the hustle and bustle, walk out the backyard, lower your boat in the water, and take off. Can't beat it.
Yeah. And it's actually interesting. You do what most people do, right? You live in South Carolina and you commute to work uptown, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How is the commute? How is?
Charlotte's traffic is awesome. It's really fun.
Yeah. To be honest.
Not really.
Yeah.
At all. Not fun. Nothing about Charlotte traffic is fun.
But you can still get there in a timely manner? Or?
I don't know. Yeah, it's not bad. Just cool. You got the time traffic.
Any fun tips about people trying to time traffic if they live on this side of the lake?
Go to Charlotte early, leave Charlotte early.
Gotcha.
Yeah, either that or you're stuck.
It really depends where you live on the lake, because I know you live on the back side of the lake. So I know people living in Tega Cay or the Charlotte area of Lake Wylie may have a little bit of an easier commute.
A little bit quicker?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know there's a few different restaurants on Lake Wylie. Two of the most popular are Drift and Papa Doc's, right?
Yep. Drift is fairly new. I haven't been there yet, but I hear it's really good.
And as we mentioned, there's a lot of great things you can do right here in Lake Wylie. Obviously, you can go to some of the great restaurants. You can go water skiing, you can go fishing, you can go kayaking.
Yeah, or you can just hang out and relax with your friends.
Yeah, in a nice cove, which is fantastic.
Yeah, great place to hang out.
And if you are looking to go water skiing or wakeboarding, then you may want to go out a little bit earlier in the day because it does get a little bit more active on the lake towards the afternoon.
Yeah, on the weekends it's best to hit it before noon, maybe after 5. It's also a great time to ski is weeknights like this, how common it is.
Which is nice. I mean, it's beautiful out here right now. And if you're looking at the different lakes in the Charlotte area, if you compare Lake Wylie to Lake Norman's definitely larger. There's a lot more restaurants on Lake Norman. There's a lot more people that go out on Lake Norman. So it's gonna give you a little bit different vibe when you compare it to Lake Wylie. Lake Wylie is gonna be a little bit more calm while still offering some restaurants as well.
We call it a little bit more chill.
Yeah, a little chill. Yeah. And then you have the Mountain Island Lake, right? So if you look at Mountain Island Lake is very private. There's no restaurants on that lake either. There are public access spots on Mountain Island Lake, but most people that actually go to that lake actually live on the lake.
Right.
So I'd like to look at Lake Wylie as kind of a nice little Goldilocks, right? You have some restaurants, some places to go, quite a lot of traffic at some days, but you still have those nice coves that's a little bit more quiet, a lot more peaceful than Lake Norman. So how about real estate? Now there's definitely a lot of variety when you're looking for a lakefront home or a home in Lake Wylie. And it really depends on the city you're looking in. There's definitely a lot of condos, townhome communities, and also single family homes as well. However, you take in all of Lake Wylie for single family homes, the average price point was $894,000. And if you're looking in North Carolina, the average sales price is $957,000. And in South Carolina, the average sales price was $848,000. However, the highest sold home on Lake Wylie in the past year was $5 million. And it's getting into the evening and our captain is now off duty. He's taking his hat off.
Retired.
We have some great news. If you didn't like the price tags for the single family homes on Lake Wylie, then there are a lot of condo and townhome communities that are available in the area as well. In Rock Hill, you have Lake Club. In Charlotte, you have the Yachtsman. And in Lake Wylie, you have Lake Wylie Woods, just to name a few of some of the great communities in the area. And some of the most popular communities you're gonna find in Lake Wylie is McLean over in Belmont, Tega Cay over in Fort Mill, River Hills in Lake Wylie, and you have the Palisades in Charlotte. We've actually shot videos and dove deep on River Hills, Tega Cay, and also the Palisades, and we'll put links to those videos in the description below. So whenever you're looking at homes on Lake Wylie, there's gonna be a lot of different variables that affect the price range you'll find homes in. So some of the things that'll affect the price is the steepness of the lot. Now some lots are very flat and they'll go for a higher price point. Some are a little bit more steep and you'll find them a little bit on the lower end of the price point. Obviously, we've already mentioned the location and area that they're located in is also a big factor. The view is also another big factor as well. You're going to pay a little bit more money for the properties that offer a little bit more of a view. And one thing you also want to pay attention to if you're looking for homes on Lake Wylie is how deep is the water right near your dock, right? If the water's not deep enough, then you may not be able to have the boat you want to have and park it at your house. So Pop, I really appreciate you taking your time, taking us on an evening cruise and showing us Lake Wylie.
Nothing better. Yeah. Love being out here in the evening.
And guys, the best way to thank my father for his time is just click that little like button. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our videos, click that subscribe button to make sure you get notifications whenever we get a new video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.